So we're going to be unveiling the images that are part of the cutting room square shortly, and it seems a good opportunity to let you know a little bit about the background to those photos and how they came about. I originally won a competition, a national competition, to do a signature sculpture in Ancoats, and that was over in the other square, which today is also a launch of, called Canal Square. And the design team sat me down and said, you know, what about spending some time getting under the skin of the area and seeing if there's another way of approaching doing art in this area. And I came to spend 4 to 6 months basically living down here, firstly out the studio, and then I got a flat for when I was down here in the week. And every day I went out and explored the area with my camera and also with a video camera, and I recorded 220 odd films, some of which appear in a book and website called Ancoats Stories. And I took these photos, which were exhibited at Piccadilly and are in this book as well, called The Presence of Absence. And they record the mills as I found them over that period. It's from an archive of 3,000 or so pictures. We selected about 16, I think, that have been on tour and so on. And one picture in particular was particularly interesting. And seeing as the way the artwork developed and my role as an artist in the area, I sort of became really working with the design team. And from the next stage from this initial project, the Ancoats Stories and the Presence of Absence, was to make this permanent artwork that we built into the public realm as it was rebuilt. And they were called the Peeps. And then, as we worked together on the need to build a public space, I was asked to join the design team for this, the second of the public spaces, the cutting room. And it seemed a great opportunity to try and take one of these photos that had become quite iconic and now was of something that had gone, you know, and it wasn't recording the mills in their heyday working, it recorded that moment of transition that this square actually grew out of. So a little bit just about how that photo came about. It was coming up to my birthday, Midsummer's Day, and I was here on my own, and I thought I'm going to go to this roof terrace, which is the top of Royal Mills, this red brick building behind us, the other side of it. The roof had caved in, and the top floor, over a 20-year period or so, had become populated with plants that were now 10, 12 foot high buddleia butterfly plants. So I'm sitting up there with a plate camera taking this picture. It's a 20-minute exposure, and it's coming up to dusk, and that's the shot I want. And suddenly I see bunny rabbits hopping across the place, and I absolutely burst out laughing and jogged the camera. So reload the camera, start again, click, photo starts, settling in to sit still. I'm not very good at sitting still for 25 minutes this time. Helicopter arrives. Doesn't just arrive, it lowers itself to there and doesn't go away. And I can see them in there looking around. Basically, I think they thought I was tending my marijuana field. Eventually they left me alone, loaded my last plate into the camera, and that's the picture we're seeing here of the room up there, which was also called the cutting room, and it was the room where the patterns were stored for making up clothes, and they had these long big tables that you can see, and they would cut from these patterns fabric for sewing up school uniforms. I think some of these where you can see the writing on some of the patterns. So the image looks both ways, it's slices looking both way on that room, one way looking at the patterns and the other way looking at the room with the tables. And that's the cutting room. Take it away.